Hey there folks, Chuck here. Got a double unboxing feature for you today, and this one's a nice one because it was sent to me a few weeks ago by 2A Cat. I did some design work for him on some 3D printed projects that he's got coming up, and printed out some stuff for him and sent him some little goodies to decorate his Gaslands and other customs. In return, he sent me this very nice care package in the form of some cars that were on my wish list and some others that he found that he thought would be good for my collection. So I was excited to get this and see what he had sent my way. This is going to be like my last unboxing that I do without doing the VO live, because it's just so much easier to do it live, and it's not as clean as doing it after the fact, but it means I get things done quicker and I'm not sitting on an unboxing for weeks like I was with this one. So the next one that you're going to hear is going to be me unboxing a box from Griz live, and that's some really cool shop stuff that I got courtesy of my amazing patrons who support what I do. And so this is the first thing that I got, which is a Kenner Fast 111, which I had never had one of these before, but they're very cool. They've got these great weird back ends to them that all kind of have that bold taillight with some kind of license plate, and I think this one was a Tennessee license plate. And it's really cool dragster kind of thing. Excited to see what I can come up with that. I think it was called the Turbo Tram. The next thing he sent me was this groovy little Pontiac Trans Am. More of a second gen than a third gen guy, but I do love the third gens. They're very much a part of my childhood, so I'm always happy to add those to my collection. And you get a little sneak peek at the Cougar there. And we got a Mustang 1 prototype. That's very cool. I didn't have that in my collection. And you can see there was an Auto World Cougar that he sent. I tried to open the hood, but I'm not sure if it didn't open or if it was just stuck, but I decided not to force it. That's very cool. I love that metallic green. That one's going to be really fun to weather. And speaking of green, this really awesome Buick Estate wagon. I think this is a 1974, might be a 75, but really glad to add that to my collection. I love those big boat station wagons from the 70s. And a really cool Chevy Impala, also from Auto World. It's very cool. And if you are ever curious about what my wish list looks like, it's in the description of all of my videos, just in case somebody's feeling particularly generous and wants to send me something. You know, short but sweet unboxing, and 5 really cool cars that I will learn to position in frame. So thanks again to AHD Cat. Check out his builds. 6 cars. Check out his videos. He does some really cool customs, especially Gasland stuff, and his videos are short, sweet, and very easy to run through a whole bunch of them. I've watched quite a few of them now, and his stuff is incredibly talented and very creative. So thanks again to AHD Cat. Really appreciate it, and snap! Hey there folks, Chuck here, and I've already done this unboxing video, but I'm reshooting it because I just shot one for the SKWorks 75 video, and I really liked how it turned out shooting it live with my audio, so I'm going to do it again. So this is a collection of parts that I got from Griz over at 3D Bearcat Designs, and I bought one of his limited to 1 of 10 shop dioramas, and I wanted to take you through the unboxing of that and show you what I got. Now, I've already removed all of the packaging materials. This came very well packaged, so don't think it came loose like this. So this is not promoted or sponsored in any way by Griz. I paid full price for these. He did send me some stuff to try out, but I did pay him for this, so it is not promoted or sponsored in any way. But one of the things that I loved about it was that when you order the shop kit from him, you get the opportunity to have your own sign made, and I was able to give him my logo design, and he sent me a really cool 3D printed sign that's 3D embossed with my logo on it, and that is very cool. That was one of the first things I noticed right out of the gate. It's really a cool collection. He does 3D extrusion and resin printing, so the shop, when you get it, or any of the other buildings, are going to be more like an extrusion style process. So there is a little bit of a texture to this, which is not a big deal because, you know, once you paint it or whatever, I mean, even if you didn't paint it, this still looks really, really good, and it's a really well thought out setup. He's got channels for the doors. There's good gaps for the windows. You do need to provide your own clear, which again is very easy to do. Just, you know, find some packaging. If only we dealt in a craft that gave you lots of clear packaging. So yeah, that's very easy to find that locally. But yeah, I really like how the shop is laid out. you've got 2 back doors, you've got a front office area, you've got your main shop with the 2 bays, and you can pick the color of the stripe. I picked red because that's the first stripe in the color on my logo. So very excited about that. I'll probably end up painting mine anyway, but just for fun, I wanted to see how the stripe worked out, and it's very, very well done. So everything fits together really well. It comes with a roof section as well. So you've got a removable roof, which is handy if you're doing any lighting or if you want to be able to take the top off and check out underneath there. So it's got kind of an interesting pattern on the way that it was printed. And again, I will probably paint this, but this is still would be very workable if you didn't want to paint it. It also comes with the base, which has a ramp entryway. I'm debating whether I'll use the base or not. I've got some ideas on my own kind of base to give it more of a cracked concrete look. Again, that would be very easy to do with this surface, but I'm not sure if the ramp would work with what I'm trying to do. So I'm still working that out. But in the meantime, this is a very cool, nice, solid piece of plastic. I'm not sure what kind of plastic it is. I'm not as familiar with this type of printing as I am with resin. So, but there is resin printing materials in here too. This is another extrusion style thing, is this lift, which is it's kind of just a form based. It's just in the down position. So again, not a big deal if you're gonna just like park a car in here. Still a very cool setup. Here's the windows, and I believe these are the supports for the sign on the roof. So not windows, the garage doors. Yeah. So I like that the design makes it so that the doors can have clear acetate, or you could fill them in and have them be solid. I think I'm going to go with clear because, again, you want to be able to see inside these. And again, you provide the filler on that material. So that's very cool. Also up here, some of this is what comes with the kit, and some of it is, I believe, extras that I ordered as part of the super detailing set. I'm just going to dump these all out here. So, so there's a little work shelf, and there's cool little things. I think this is some kind of, looks like this could be a compressor. Oh, look, okay. Cool. So this would be part of the lift. So I stand corrected. It does come with some slide-in options so you can display it up or down. That's very cool. So that piece is probably, looks more like, it could be like, that would be like the motor that would be on the side of the lift. Okay, very cool. Now that's awesome. There's a very cool roller case that's been extrusion printed as well. That's very cool. Air conditioning for the top of the building and ductwork. I love this. I love roof details and stuff like that. So that was another key component for me in deciding to buy this. So you've got the ductwork so you can lay things out on the roof. And he's got pictures of how this is all laid out on his site. This looks like this is another toolbox. This would be like a lower cabinet on a toolbox. Got your classic oil barrel. You can't do a garage scene without an oil barrel. Another shelf, so that's good. Some smaller shelves. That's very cool. You get your doors and your window frames, so that's awesome. Looks like some ramps for getting your cars up on ramps. There's another one of the legs for the lift. So I bought the super detailing set along with this, which I believe was $15, and it was well worth every penny when you see what you get with it. There's another, it could be like a raised cabinet for the toolbox. Doors, door frames, window frames. So very cool stuff. And now we're getting down to the fun extras and stuff that I got from him. So he's really great to work with, very responsive on emails and Facebook Messenger. I was able to get what I needed right away, and I'll get to the special thing right away. One of the cool things that he sent was these 3D printed Mopar police wheels to try out. They're very cool. Looking forward to detailing them up and using them on a couple builds. There's even a little tread depth in there, so very, very cool setup. You can never have enough steel wheels, and he included axles with them, which is also very generous of him. And now we're going into the resin printed parts. He prints his stuff in gray. I usually do my resin prints in black. I'm looking to experiment more. I'm curious to see what kind of resin he uses. But yeah, that's a tire machine. We have a little tire set up in the back. And this is a little shop cart. That's very cool. I've got a couple of photo etched tools that I got from Boston Implement that I'll have to put on this thing and detail it out. So while I'm thinking about it, I wanted to bring up that I'm not going to be doing this build alone. Another YouTuber, Gunslinger Garage, over in Japan, has gotten a copy of this shop as well, and we're going to be doing our builds together. So I'm going to link in the description below where you can check out his channel and subscribe to him. And we're going to be doing it in stages over the next couple of weeks. You know, we'll both work on the base together, and then we'll work on the shop and that sort of thing. So this is a very cool jack. It's very nice stuff. Griz's work is incredible. Like, this is not just stuff that he pulled off of Tinkercad and printed. Like, he goes back through and like really makes these detailed. Like, look at the underside of this engine. I'm gonna zoom in here. I don't know if you can see that, but just absolute incredible detail when it comes to these things. You know, you've got open cylinder walls here on this engine, and you can kind of see down and see like the cranks and the cam stuff inside the engine. Very, very cool. So, you know, his stuff is definitely a cut above your typical 3D printed stuff, or the stuff that you're going to find on Thingiverse and print out on your home printer. So, and he's so fast and so responsive, and yeah, if you don't see something you're looking for and ask him, he can make it for you. And these are just incredible. These are teeny tiny oil bottles in cans, and there's a little tiny toolbox to go on the shelves. Just incredible stuff. I don't even think I could print stuff that small with my setup. So I think he's running a little fancier printer than I am. So there's a figure with a giant wrench. So you got a mechanic figure, got some stools to go in your shop, another engine block, short block to have on display, a creeper, a really cool really cool bench grinder, some stacks of cans. So just incredibly tiny detailed stuff. I'm going to make sure I pick these up so I won't lose them. But yeah, just, you know, and his prices are very, very affordable. Like, you know, all of this stuff I think cost me $75. It's just, you know, again, can't get a deal like that anywhere else. And, you know, especially if you're domestic, you know, there's, again, and you'll see with SK75, his stuff is incredible as well, but, you know, it's hampered a little by the fact that, you know, we have to ship from England to the US, and those prices are not cheap, as many of you know. So, so if you're looking for stuff and you're limited by stateside constraints, I'll save that for a little later. That's definitely good to check out Griz. And I'll have, again, you know, the link to his shop in the description below. And he's constantly adding new stuff, and he's a really good guy and a good member of the community. So, you know, he's providing these really nice things for us at a very reasonable price. So please check him out and order some stuff from him and tell him I sent you. So there's a countertop for the shop and a door attached to the counter. So that's strange. And then you got your big, you know, 60-gallon compressor. So that's very cool. There's the other ramp, the toolbox. So, and again, some more stuff. Here's a a drill press, and this is a way nicer drill press than the one that you get from just the Greenlight detail kit. There's some really nice detail on here, and I think there's even more detailing stuff in here. You've got a really nice cart with the oxyacetylene torches on it. Put that back in here, and you've got your MIG and TIG set up here with the argon gas canister on the back. That's very, very cool. And I'm dragging a little bit because I really want to get to the good stuff. So, as you know, I am called Flying Valiant, and that's based on a real car that I have and have had since I was 15. And the big thing about that Plymouth Valiant is it has a slant 6 engine. And these are skulls, by the way, that he printed, and they're really nicely detailed little skulls. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're very cool. And I said to him, he asked me if there was anything specific I was looking for, and I just threw it out there. I was like, hey, do you have any slant 6 engines? And he said, well, give me a minute and I'll get back to you. And literally, like, that day, he came back with a 3D design for a long block slant 6, and it was just incredible. So he already had these. These are 440s, and as the Mopar guy, I am very much all about having Mopar representation. So you got a supercharged 440 with dual quads over here, and you've got like a 446 pack over here, and great stuff, right down to having belts on the engines. So I cannot wait to detail these and have them on display in the shop. So, and again, like, super reasonable prices. I think these were like maybe $3-4 a piece. I mean, just super cheap. So here's the thing that got me so excited, and I bought a bunch of them because I was just so happy. And these are just little tiny slant 6 engines. So, if you're like me and looking for more cool inline 6s for your builds, give Griz a call. Well, don't give him a call, he probably won't like that, but find him on Facebook and send him a message, and order a few things from him, and it's just like, it's amazing. He's got some really cool stuff coming up. He just released a car crusher kit that I cannot wait to get my hands on. So I'm waiting for him to have a few more things in the shop for me to order, and I'm going to order some more stuff from him very soon. But in the next coming weeks, watch my channel and watch Gunslinger Garage for a coming shop build, and we're going to be, having a friendly build off to show what we can do and support Griz with this really cool project that he's got going over at 3D Bearcat. So thanks again, Griz. You're awesome. I can't wait to get started on this, and we'll be hearing more from him soon, I'm sure. So until next time, stay fresh, cheese bags.